Okay, y'all, before I go gaming, I'll try to get back into the exercise and things. Just give me a second to set up. I'll be ready to start here in just a bit. I'm gonna stream it tonight because I ain't gonna take time to switch my thing over to this record only. I got to get back into this habit. I've had a whole 2 or 3 weeks here. I haven't felt good. I probably did about 2 or 3 workouts in the past few weeks. We won't be playing games right now. We'll be getting the games here soon. It's saying I'm playing games, but I'm not playing game right now. I got the name of the radio station up there that's a workout station. Hope I did spell that right. I wrote that real quick. I'm checking to make sure I don't have no typos in my blind eyes. Okay, I'll go get my shoes and stuff ready, and I'll be ready to start here in a bit. I peeled back some on some of my workout. Let's pull it so you can see my face here. I'm getting ready. I'm using a GTA background there, though. That is true.
My feeling is just so right as we dance by the moonlight. Can you see you're my delight? Baby, I just feel like I won't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time, and I know that it's true. I can tell by the look in your eyes.
Finally found my stopwatch on my phone. I've been looking for the dang thing. Okay, here we go. 5 minutes with walking. Then I'll do my weights since I didn't do them last time. This is walking in place, by the way. I'll try to at least do it at least 3 times this week. Throw spider be night. I'm not going to do all the exercises at one time. That's too much stress on me. So I'm going to break them up. I'm going to spend one day on each of the, with the walking. Tonight I'm going to do the weights. One night I'll do the boxings. Boxing's the best. I need to pick a few times a week to do it just by itself. I tell you, I lost most of my weight with the boxing real quick. Like within 3 months. It was real close. Where doing it, the weights, it took, with that little routine I did, it took years to get down. When I started that boxing, I lost 25 pounds real quick. But then I had to quit because I hurt my knuckles, so I was actually hitting a real bag. I was doing it 3 times a day, 10 minutes 3 times a day. What I need to do is 10 minutes 3 times a day, just hitting a fake bag. Either way, you're getting the exercise. And then I won't hurt my hands, but I'll still put off the weight. I just want to be a normal weight. That's all. I'm not struggling to be no He-Man or any of that. I just want to be a normal size for a 6'3" man in his late 40s. It'd be nice to be a He-Man, but I don't really care. He-Man! I grew up watching He-Man, though. Let's see. I've done 2 minutes and 40 seconds so far. Keep this going. My doctor wanted me to walk. I don't really walk too well with my back condition. Like if I get out in the middle of nowhere and I ain't got nowhere to sit down, I'm in trouble. That back goes and then the legs goes. It's more the legs than the back. It's a neurological thing. Now the back has its own issues. It has the degenerative spine condition. That's a whole nother subject there. But I can walk in place, and if I were to give, I could just sit down here. So, because I've got a space this big between my room to walk in, so probably about as big as my fat ass. That's probably how big my space is. Of course, now if I move these boxes out, I'd have that over there. I am going to move them when I get a TV stand. I'm going to put the TV stand right here. That's where my TV stand's up there. I'm going to move them boxes down here. Right now I got some stuff boxed up waiting for the TV stand, which I'm never going to get together. We don't ever have time to do it. I'm probably just going to go buy one. Sorry, put it together. One more minute. 30 seconds to go, and I've made 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I don't know if I feel like it tonight. I may do the bands and the weights. We'll see. Just don't want to wear myself out and get myself where I'm. Because if I trigger that thing, that's what happens. People says, "Oh, just keep going." You don't do that with this. You don't do that with this neurological. You don't. I know my body better than any doctor, any lawyer, any professor, any science lab coat. I know me. Oh, my clock went black. That's what I hate about this phone. It don't have the permanent screen, and I have made it. So now we're going to do the weights. If I feel like it, I'll push it. Go ahead and do the bands too. I'm not going to do the bands tomorrow. Good. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We got one full round there. Don't take me a sup of water. I need to keep up with that. That's number 1. Got 4. I'll drop my water. Think? Drop my water. There we go. Round 2. Wow. 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh Jesus. 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's part 2. So we got 2 more to go. Take another sip of water in my throat's dry. 2 rounds, 2 to go. Too bad I can't back this up. I'm out to forget. Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. I don't dance much. It's got a nice beat to it. Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Be careful, I don't want to hurt myself. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're looking for number 10, baby. 10. There we go. Got 10 out of the way. Woo! Picking this up. We got one more round to go. I probably won't do the bands tonight. Especially after not doing them for. I have already done 2 workups in the past 2 weeks. I'd have to look at my videos. 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks of sleepiness. This constant tiredness. When I'm not streaming, when I'm not eating and sleeping, I'm sleeping. I'm not taking a bath and stuff. When you haven't seen me, I've either been sleeping or I'm eating or I'm taking a bath and I'm sleeping. I've been going through that motion lately. 1. And then when I try to go to sleep, I can't sleep at the time I'm trying to go to sleep. 2. 3. Oh, besides some 2 nights I went to karaoke. 4. I did that one backwards. I'll have to remember what number I'm on. 5. 6. 7, 8, 9. It does better when you stretch your head up. I've noticed because believe it or not, it helps with this chin. I used to have a really big 10. Now I just got hanging. I got a hanging flesh thing there like a turkey. The gobbler. You know, like Savage calls, what's his name? McConnell the gobbler. I sort of got a gobbler there. I used to have a big fat chin, so I'd much rather have the gobbler than the big fat chin. Big fat fatty chin. Boy, that thing was huge. I got a picture from 2005 before I started losing my weight. 383. My chin was down today. I need to find that picture and put it up. Show you how much I've progressed over the years. Okay, I'm going to take a little break here, and I'll be right back with gaming. I'll probably go over on my Rumble channel, so I may not be over here. We'll see. Then again, I may just stay here. We'll see. I may just stay here. I'm gonna put my weights away and stuff. Well, I got that done for today. Might get up and do the bounce tomorrow. We'll see. I'll see if we can change music here. Let's get another background. Give me just a second. Get the Fallout background. UFO background. UFOs in the sky. Well, it rough tonight. The Nirvana background. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever and dead to your priceless advice. Hey, hey. Then the Ritz, live at the Ritz. They're about to get me. They won't catch me. I'm fucking innocent. And of course, there's another GTA, the day scene. The bars. A country bar. Then, of course, my favorite wall. I'll just use my brick wall. But the old Kurt Cobain, he's over here now. He used to be behind me. He's right there right now. Got washed my hair, looking terrible. I didn't feel like dealing with it today. Okay, we'll get started here in just a bit. Let's check into see if I subscribe to that channel. I have already. Indeed, I think I've used it in the past to work out with. Let's go to the radio, whatever it's called, the for gaming and stuff. I'll just stay here. Hold on. Let me go home. I should see his page. Okay, here's no copyright sounds 24/7. That's another channel I like to play a lot. So the commercial gets ready. Okay, there we go. No copyright sound. I'll have to adjust it. We'll be taking over my game. Oh, I didn't get my controllers and stuff. Hold on just a second. I gotta go over here and get my controllers. And I was muted. Y'all couldn't hear what I said. I feel rough tonight and I look rough. That's okay. We'll get through it. That's been my whole life, y'all. I'm used to it. I've had years of it. I used to come home as a teenager and go to bed like an old man. I've had a lifelong of this stuff. That's one of the reasons why I was in trouble at school, because I was too tired to deal with them. I didn't have the energy to deal with them as a kid, and they didn't understand. He's faking it. He's faking it. Well, fuck you people. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck all of them that judged me. I'd tell them when I'd come home, when I'd go home from school, and they'd cuss me out about not doing, or get on to me, or send me to the office about not doing homework. I'd say, I didn't feel like doing your damn homework. Is my a thing offline? No, it's on. That was a Green Day thing. I've lost my lead to my water. Here it is. I don't get into that Green Day stuff. We're not supposed to worship the earth. That's paganism. I worship Jesus Christ. I don't get into that green shit. I haven't decided whether I want to do GTA 4 or GTA 5. I guess I'll go into GTA 4, although I'm still figuring that thing out online. Yeah, I don't get into that green shit. That's paganism. But you know, he said that. He said that about the end times people. They would love the creation and care nothing for the creator. You notice they're all obsessed with the creation. Except when it comes to life, they want to kill you. In the name of the earth. They're wanting to kill you to save the earth. Well, I say fuck the earth. Life is more important than the earth. The earth will be around as long as God decides it's around. He'll kill it when he's ready to kill it. What does that mean? Okay. Here we go. I got the police on this time. I'm gonna limit it. Turn it off. Turn that off, definitely. Okay, here we go. Must be nighttime. Nighttime in the city time. I'm not used to this online like I am in the regular. Okay. That red one's nice. Got away. I was going to jack it. New Jack City. New Jack. I was going to jack it. Damn, that light changed before I could get it. Bastard. But I should have shot him. I should have put the gut in his face. Oh, I went the wrong way, it looks like. I'm on the sidewalk. Okay. What's that? See something blinking there. Is a sign? It's a sign. Okay. Live Central. Oh, my toes are hurting. Like, I gotta check my toenails. Make sure they're okay. I think I'm on the wrong. No, I'm not on the wrong side. Liberty City's pretty nice. Police car. Wouldn't you like to jack that thing? A bus! I got one earlier today. The American flag. Another bus. Can you go in these stores? I'm not used to this one. I very rarely played it. I'm on the wrong side of the road, that's the danger. Got it. Oh, God. Lordy. Son of a bitch killed. Now she don't have a vehicle. I got a jack her a new car. New Jack City. New Jack. I don't like none of these cars. There's a blue one. Let's get the blue one. Oh, that red one back there. Come on. We'll take that. That's good. That's a nice car. Yeah. Now she's got a good one. When I was a kid, I always liked red cars. Now I'm finding I like other colors. I kind of like exotic color cars. Oranges. And that a strip bar? Or just a restaurant? It's a strip bar. Sit down the strip bar, y'all. I'll sometimes make her go in there and tilt the strippers. See what time for the money, so hard for the money. See what time for the money, get you better treat her right. See what time for the money, so hard for the money. See what's up for the money, so you better treat her right. Yeah, sometimes I make her go in there and tilt the strippers. I haven't done that in a while. When I go over on 5, I'll do it. It's been a while. See what's up for the money, so you better treat her right. See what's up for the money, so hot. Ooh, a fire truck. You know, when you always a kid, you always loved the fire trucks. Well, it's a gun too. I kind of hate giving up her nice car, but I'm gonna see if I can steal me a fire truck. Here we go. We're gonna get in the fire truck. Yes, you get in the freaking fire truck. She's in the fire truck. Oh hell yeah! I wonder if you can use that hose. See what's up? So honey. See what's up on the money, so you better treat her right. See what's up on the... I'm kind of singing Axl Rose. So hard on the money. Or even more, let me think of his name. Well, what's his name? He's, let me see what's his name. What's some of them songs I think? Cinderella. That's more the Cinderella pitch. See what's up on the money, so high on the money. See what's up on the money, so you better treat her right. Oh! Oh! Boy, I ride myself with some fun times with these games. Oh, because I was listening to freaking conservatives complaining about it. Any other time I would tune the fuck people out. And the one time where I ride myself some fun. I enjoy these games. Especially the open free worlds. Because I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't have fun playing somebody's storyline. I want to do my own thing. Do your own thing, heavy D. Do your own thing, heavy D. Do your own thing, heavy D. Do your own thing. I always like doing my own thing. I don't like being somebody else's schmuck. That's not my desire to be somebody else's schmuck. I want to live life for me. That might be selfish. Well, and guide too, you want to take care of him too, because if you don't take care of him, he won't take care of you. He expects that. You got to keep guide first. But all this other stuff, if you keep him first, he'll let you have all the other stuff. Do your own thing. I ain't gonna be somebody else's schmuck. Whoa! That was... You got to keep guide first, too. He's important. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at doing that, because I'm a me person. But I try. I do give it some effort. I do try to give it some effort, because it's important. Because if God ain't happy, you ain't happy. He ain't going to let you be happy. He ain't gonna let you be happy if he ain't happy. Believe me, I'm a king of that. That's how I can tell it to you. I've learned it from experience. Don't be like me. Don't have to have the experience. If I was a preacher, that's what I would teach. Don't be like me, because you don't want to have to learn from experience. You want to just do these things and already have a guide with you. Because you have to learn the hard way. And the hard way, it might be the best way when it comes to not being somebody else's person. But the hard way ain't necessarily the best way. Because it sometimes sucks. Even though I wouldn't be any other way. But I'm learning that as I get older. Keep guide first, and everything else stays in place. Uh-oh, she's about to set fire. I gotta get out. Gotta get out of Dodge. She screamed. I don't hardly hear her. She survived another day. To live and die in L.A. To live and die in L.A. That Christine survived another day. Well, she don't really like trucks, so she's going, well, it ain't really a truck, it's SUV. She smacked that one. Take my picture, smack my bitch up. She smacked him. Indeed, normally though, if somebody attacks something, that's when I go buy it. And I didn't do that with GTA, and I regret it. So next time I see the next to do, I'm gonna go at least check it out. Even if I don't like it. If I don't like it, I'll just throw it in the trash. Or put it away somewhere. For now, I'm making note to self, the next big to do, I'm checking it out. Because I might be robbing myself of some fun. Then again, it might just be another junky thing that I don't play, that I throw on the side. I've got PlayStation games that I never played. And I sometimes get them out and try them now, and then I don't even still play them. And she's about to set on fire. I got her stuck. I'm just going to have to get her out. I'm hearing some song in my head. I don't even remember what it is. I'm sure somebody might know it. What's that song? I'm hearing it in my head. The lyrics are, "See that I was fire." That's what I'm hearing. The lyrics weren't coming to my head, but the beat was. I must be picking up a radio station somewhere. I bet some radio station somewhere is playing St. Elmo's Fire around me. Because I picked it up. I'm like that. I can pick up the radio stations. I won't kid you all night. One time, and this was the 90s. Hey, turn that music down. It's still too loud. Hold on, let me pull her over. She can park. And I'll finish my story. I had to turn that music down, son. But in the 90s sometime, I don't remember, it was 94, 95, 96, 97. Sometime 90 something. I was sitting in the living room and I started hearing Patience in my head. And I kid you not. Well, I got down to the bottom of the radio stations. And one of the rock stations, I believe it was one of those more softer ones, was playing Patience, and I kid you not, the song picked up on the radio exactly where I was hearing it in my head. I mean, exactly. It's just like, I was already hearing it. I was hearing that Patience in my brain. But the minute I turned the radio on, there it was. I mean, exactly where I was hearing it. And I screamed out, and I think my mom, when she was in the... But we had this little back bedroom that was sort of her kiddie room, but everybody growed up. They used it to get ready and stuff, to go to work and all that. I yelled out, whoa, or get ready to go to the store or whatever. My daddy'd use it, my mom would use it. And I yelled out, whoa, that song's playing right where I was hearing it in the head. I was picking that freaking station up in my brain. I kid you not, it was playing exactly where I was hearing it. It's just like the brain tuned in, and then I was actually hearing it with my physical ears. So that radio station was picking up. So I'm thinking somewhere around me, some station's playing St. Elmo's Fire somewhere, and my brain's picking it up. St. Elmo's Fire, because I just started hearing that rhythm. And I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Oh. I'm about ready to leave this one. I may go into 5 for a bit. We'll see. Then again, I might play something else. I don't really know what to do. See, 5, I sort of learned. I learned how to hustle the cars. I've learned how to take on the missions. At first, I didn't know how to do the missions. But this one, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I like the voices in this one better. They sound more real. You know, the people that's yelling at you? Those others kind of sound robotic and... Run out of time. She ran out of time. Searching for players. Why don't they let you race by yourself? Okay, we're going to switch to 5. I will see y'all next time on this game. Okay, let me get my window projection. I closed it by mistake. Okay, let's see. I got 5 loaded here. Yeah, we got 5 loaded. Quick resume. I need to go in and get my Mountain Dew. Sorry, 3 a.m. Let me run and get my Mountain Dew. Hold on just a second. I'll go ahead and get into the, you know what I need to do? I need to put my Be Right Back picture up. I'll be right back. That's going to be my new CD cover for my newly remixed AI split up and remixed and remastered Tales of Hurt and the Paranormal. It's amazing what I could do with AI that I couldn't do just in 2009. I had no archives of my vocals and music. Well, I got the music. I've got the saves of the instrumentals. But I didn't have a vocal. AI, I kid you not, can split the vocals from the music. And in the beginning, it couldn't even split mine. Because I tried it a year ago. And it didn't do it. But now it can do it. AI's learned how to even split my craziness. And so I was able to make a total remaster of my music that I've been wanting to do since. See, when I started recording this one, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I'd never dealt with multi-tracks. So I was still in the, well, besides multi-track and karaoke, like, say, playing it in a tape player and recording over it. That's how I did multi-tracks in the old days. So overdubs. I don't know they had a word for that. They called it something. But I would put it in like I would record. Like if I was doing mouth to music, go. And then I would go back and I'd play that in the tape. I go, na 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 na, and then do it over it. And then when I was making my final mixes, if I wanted to pan them over, I would use the left and right channel or the chords. Like I said, if I was plugging it to my old Sony radio, I would plug the left channel in and the right channel in with the chords. That was my mixing board. So I didn't really know anything about multi-tracking. And even when I got the 4-track tape recorder that I recorded that album on, I dubbed it all down to a CD. Now, I think I did make almost millions of CDs that I threw somewhere. An archive of a split with the vocal and the music, but I lost all of it. And then in 2009, I thought, well, I want to use all my expertise on my first album that I used on my second and third album. Because I'd learned between 2004 and 5 and 8 and 9 when I was recording the new album. And 7, 8, 9 when I started recording the new album. I'd learned a lot of things, like how to do it on Audacity, the multi-tracking thing. And now I've got a whole bunch of expertise. I know how to make double vocals. I know how to make triple vocals. I know how to add effects to them and everything. Back then, I didn't know how to do that. Like I did my UFOs in the sky last night, how I always wanted it. I gave it this vocal that kind of rotates. And that's how I wanted it back then, but I didn't know how to do that back then. So now I knew how to do it. And there was still stuff I was still trying to learn even 2016, 15 and 16 when I had Cody Henson of Hinder remaster my stuff. See, then I re-recorded the vocals. So I thought, well, I don't want to sit and re-record the whole new album. But when I learned about the AI splitting the vocal thing, I thought, oh, now that right there, I can do that. So I finally did it. I tried it last year. It couldn't get my vocals right because I was crazy. I recorded vocals here. You know, like how Jimi Hendrix and them would do guitars? Well, I did it with voices. Well, I would split the music up and you might hear UFOs in the sky over here, and part of the vocal would be on the music. And then part of it would be, then the other vocal would be over with the vocal. But now, this year, it could actually split all my vocals up. Now, sometimes I was noisy. Sometimes you'd hear I had to clean that out. I had to literally go through and clean the noise out of the vocals. But I was able to get the vocals. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me play you one of the vocal tracks before I go get that Mountain Dew. I want to play y'all one of the vocal tracks just to let you know what kind of noise I was dealing with. Because I was crazy. I didn't know what I was doing. I had vocals penned here and there in that first album. And AI couldn't even split it up a year ago, but now I can split it up perfectly. Now I made some noise. Let's hear some noise. It made the noise. Let's see if I can find one of those. I'm gonna mute this music. I want to see if I can find one of them vocal tracks to show y'all what kind of noise I'm talking about. Oh yeah, one of them. I'm thinking he must have used kazoo when he recorded my guitar on one of them, because one of them still had the music in it, but it was good enough that I could still clean it up. I believe it's "I Don't Want You Anymore." Let me find the vocal because it's really noisy, but I had to clean it up. But I was able to make new tracks. You hear what I'm talking about here in a minute. Now I'll shut up. Hear all that noise? It didn't do that one as good. Oh, I muted the wrong microphone. Hold on.
So I give you some news. You can walk right out of the door. 'Cause I don't want you anymore. Oh no, I don't need you anymore.
That one was kind of a challenge because it was noisy, but I was able to go in there and pump that vocal up, and I was able to go in there and clean it up. But part of the music stayed in that one. Even it was the only one that was like that, I think. I think Angry Indian might have had a piece of the music in it. But last year when I tried to do it, AI couldn't even get it that good. So I have a feeling as AI develops, it'll probably get even better. But I decided just go ahead and do it because, I mean, I've even got new versions of "I Don't Want You." I got a brand new version that Cody Hansen mastered. So it don't really matter if it's the perfect in the world. But I was able to clean it up enough and get that out of there and pump it up. Pump up, pump up, pump. I was able to pump it up and get a new mix for it. Although it didn't turn out as good as the other songs because, like I said, some of the music bled into it. But I tell you right now, I wish more than anything that I had kept an archive of my vocals like I do today. Today I do that. Like that last album I made, I got them all archived somewhere. Now the thing is, probably in the future I won't be able to find them. Because I'm bad at that too. Okay, I'm gonna go get my Mountain Dew and then we'll get to part 2 to the game started.
I don't wanna be alive.
That right there,
I'm missing you.
I didn't take that clean up because I did too much of the echo on it. So that was a outtake.
I'm really missing
That's what they
you.
sound like when you clean them up, with the exception of the echo. I didn't take it.
Missing you now. I'm really missing you, baby.
That's an outtake
I'm really missing you now.
of a clean up vocal I did.
Everything you needed, everything you need.
Boy, what I would have done to archive my vocals back then, because even those wasn't too clean enough. Like I said, it's going to have sort of a, but I mean it's kind of you can compare it to the original recordings. But now I was able to do some stuff with the edits in my vocal that I couldn't do back then. 'Cause I didn't know how to do it. I'd say if I'd had the archive of that thing now, I could have probably made it sound super pro. But you know, it is the past. It's kind of like remastering, like say those people get out and they remaster their demos. And that, by the way, was the first time I was experimenting with it. So I used too much of a low pitch filter, and it has sort of a low sound, and I got too much echo on that one, so I threw those away. I didn't take those. I just happened to find them as I was stumbling through the folder there. That was the first night I actually started working on it. But I was able to pump up and clean up those vocals a lot to get them where I could do them. I think I had problems with "I Don't Want You Anymore." I mean, I could have went in there and re-recorded this whole entire album. I just didn't feel like putting that energy in it, but I wanted a new copy of it that had the stuff that I know now in it. I probably shouldn't have put out. You know, they tell you to wait. They tell you to play around with demos and then wait. I probably shouldn't have just, but I learned all that later on. I should have really developed my craft before I started putting albums out. I really probably should have. I wouldn't have had those hits. Like I got in the top. Actually, and I found the screenshot of it. I'd forgot about this. I remember when I got in the top 20. Well, on this one chart, before I put out the album and before people got mad at the song that caused me to go down the spiral. Because I'm that way. I record politically incorrect songs, and I can easily get myself thrown off charts real quick. I got up in one chart, I kid you not, with Mission to Mars is number one. I found it on a board that I was on that I shared it. The screenshot of the number one. Some reason my brain didn't remember it went to number one. I remembered, oh, I got in the top 20s. My brain didn't actually remember the number one. That was stupid. That game threw me off. What a fuck. Or is it the, it must be the controller. Okay, hold on. Let's get us ready. Yeah, it's probably the controller. Yeah, that vocal, that isolated vocal was from the night that I actually started working on it. Because I thought, well, I'll try again. I tried before, and I was hearing all these reading all these articles about the advancement of AI, and I thought, well, it might be able to do it now. And sure enough, it could do it. It'll probably be even better before it's all over. I've been using AI is not really new to me. I've been using AI since I couldn't afford to pay people for masters. I started doing what they call the AI mastering. They got them several now. There's one of them on BenLab you can use. Then there's several of them out there. I've been doing it ever since because you know what it costs us usually to get a person to master an album. It's usually over $300. But now AI don't cost that much. Although I will say the people here is pretty better than the AI, but the AI is getting good now. I kid you not, AI you can keep I just keep bouncing till I get the results I want. I might go through hundreds and hundreds of copies. That's what took me a whole year to get my album recorded. So I just keep bouncing until I get what I want. So you can sort of use AI to your advantage. Even though it ain't as good as the human ear, you can make it be as good as the human ear. But just think, I'm probably one of its biggest teachers doing that. Because I can take one song and have 200 mixes of it that I bounced off the AI till I get it to sound how I want it to sound. I'm probably teaching it more than anybody when it comes to music. Because I'm picky. I have a certain sound. When I have a certain sound I want in mind, I kind of want it to sound that way. I thought it did excellent on the AI girl. If you listen to that thing, it pans everywhere. You got a vocal over here. It done pretty good. That's how I like my stuff to be. You know what though? Then if you send that to a human, you know what to tell you. You can't do stuff like this. Go listen to Van Morrison. He hears the same thing. Of course, that's a 60s style. That bouncing your vocals here and there and your music there. If you listen to a Johnny Cash album, go listen to some of Johnny Cash album. His wife might be over here and he be's over there, and the music's on this one side and his voice is coming over there. And when you listen to it in the sweet car stereo, it sounds glorious because you're hearing it from all places. Now, when you're just sitting there listening to the little radio, you don't notice it. But now, when you hear it in a car stereo or something in stereo, you notice the different tracks. That's how I like my music to be. I like it going everywhere. I'm kind of a kid of the 60s. I grew up listening to my mama's record collection. That's how I kind of want my music to sound. Even if it's digital, I want it to sound that way. I want it to be bouncing around the speakers. Camo pants. Not sure I like the camo pants. Okay. Well, I should put them old tattoos on their legs. I don't like those. I'm not a fan of tattoos. I especially don't like them on women. I can't tell them they can't have them, but I don't like them. It ain't my business. I can't tell nobody not to have tattoos. But I shouldn't have put them on her. She was my character. I was just trying to make her look badass. I thought she'd look badass if she had tattoos, but now I'm starting to not like her tattoos. Because I really don't like tattoos. I would have never got them, even some of I thought looked cool. I wouldn't have never got them because I know how picky I am. I get tired of looking at things every once in a while. In other words, every other day, I was actually going to get the blue check. And in order to get the blue check, you can't move your picture for 30 days. And I said, well, I won't never fool with it because I get tired of things. I get tired of looking at things. I change things all the time. If I get tired of looking at it, I change it. That's why I would have, even if I'd like tattoos and say if they didn't bother me like they do, I would have never got them. Because I would have knew I would have looked at that thing and it would have bothered the hell out of me and I got tired of seeing it. So it's not the religious thing. Like some people, some people go on to the religious about God not wanting you to have them. He really doesn't want you to have them. But there are some people that it's about religion. It ain't about religion with me. It's just that I flat out get tired of things. That's why I would have never got them, because I get tired of things. Or she can put some stockings on. She even have any. She must not have any. She got a scarf. Let's see what kind of scarf she's got. I don't want that one. Silver beads. Let's put the beads on. There we go. Look how earrings she has. LFU hoops. Let's put the LFU hoops on. She put them on? Yeah, she put them on. Okay. There we go. Now we dressed her up for today. She's got the LFU hoops on. That red-headed villainous princess known as Christine. I need to make her repent and get right with God. That's the one thing she ain't done yet. She's evil. She's a murderess. She needs to repent. And I'm saying that from a serious point of view. That's what she is in these video games. That's how she started. That's why Michael fell in love with her. Well, that's a nice card. That's beautiful. She needs to get away from that life of crime. I just scratched it up. I'm not being mocking with that. If she was a real person, she would need to repent. She'd be a terrible human being. But she's become one of my favorite characters because her story kind of just developed. Some of these people, I kind of made their stories. I kind of wrote their stories. But her, she just developed in GTA, and from now on, I may make all my characters like that, where I just make them and let them be like God, and I just make them and I let them exist and let them develop. Because I think I like her better than any of my characters I've ever made. Like Jeff, he's had this storyline since he was in Toy Box. But now her, she just developed. Well, I didn't bring him into the wrestling thing until I started filming the wrestling shows. With his story with his grandfather and all that, that's all been ongoing. Ah! I can't drive the thing though. It's a beauty, but I can't drive it. I'm going everywhere. Hold on a second. Let me move my fingers to see if it... I have got a mic. I ain't just talking the open air, you know. Let me see. I may be talking to nothing. Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, for the first time, I just let a character develop herself. And I kind of like it that way. It kind of feels like it's more to than just creating a character and writing a story. Let it write its own story. And I'm talking like them things, them crazy pronoun people. But now the reason I was doing that is because I'm thinking, what if I done that with a male character? I have sort of Michael. I need to start playing him. Let him develop some. Christine's had 2 or 3 years of this. I've been playing with her for 2 or 3 years now, maybe 4. Going on 4. I'd have to go back and look at my archive. Oh, I still can't drive it. It's going to take me a few minutes. I need to check his controller, see if it needs an update or something.
Hi, Dad.
She's special, though. I didn't write her story. I kind of just let it develop. Most of my characters, I wrote their story. I bring them in and I've already got on my pre-programmed storyline. Cunt. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to let her tilt the stripper. Let's find the strip bar. To tilt a stripper. She was high for the find him. Start singing it again. So hard. I don't even know if I'm going on the right side of town here. I may be back over towards the apartments. I'll find out here in a minute. Yeah, I am. Because this goes to her house. Oh! I still can't drive it. Yeah, there's Swallow. She swallowed it. That's an NWA song, isn't it? Okay, hold on. That's a naughty one. Boy, that Eazy-E. There ain't no much people that was more naughtier than him. I kid you not. I listen to some of his stuff and I'm thinking, God. He was bad to the bone. You know the song Bad to the Bone? He was... What bad? George Thorogood or whatever his name didn't have nothing on him. I don't think most people have anything on Eazy-E. I'm not knocking him, y'all. I grew up sort of liking Eazy-E. He was one of my favorites. I had him. I had an old studio part to have in my room where, and on I kid you on night, I had a copy of the Seattle paper of Kurt Cobain, and right beside him I had an article out of our own paper about R.I.P. Eazy-E. He was right beside Kurt Cobain on my old studio. But I didn't really buy his albums, so because they didn't sell them in the clubs. So I didn't really know how bad he really was. I only heard the MTV version of him. But then when I got these services, I started, and then lately in particular, because YouTube Music, it has a big focus on him. That other place I had, Napster, didn't really focus on him much. I've been listening to his stuff, and boy, there ain't many people that does Eazy-E. He was naughty to the bone. But I had his face right beside Kurt Cobain's. On my old studio. And I'd see those guys every time I'd record. I heard he was sort of seeing the light right before he died. He was wanting to do some good. In other words, when he did the Bone Thugs and Harmony, when he was recording them, he was actually wanting to turn around because he got to thinking that his music was aiding to the death of his own people. And he was turning around. He was turning a corner. And then this tragic life, you know, his life came to an end. Even though he was bad, though, I was kind of... A lot of people would say, because I listened to an old guy, he made me mad. It's a wonder I hadn't turned away from Christianity. Because I was early Christian, like a few weeks in. I turned on this radio broadcast. Some girl called up and was talking about Kurt Cobain, and he got really mad, really defensive. He said, "Why are you bringing that piece of trash up on my radio that lived against God? Why are you bringing up that trash?" He started that, and he was supposed to be a hotline. He was supposed to be helping people with their problems. And this lady, she called up and she was crying about how depressed she was, how she didn't want to end up like, and boy, he went mad. And I turned him off. I never listened to him ever again. I was listening to him every night. I never listened to him again after that. He was just mean. I mean, yeah, these people are lost. Some of them are lost. That's not the way you deal with that. God doesn't want you taking that kind of position. You know what God does when he sees people messed up? He weeps. He's yearning for that person to turn around. He was just mean about it. And she was really trying to say she didn't want to end up like him. He was cruel about it. I turned him off. I never listened to him ever again. I'm glad I didn't tune out on Christianity. Because I was just a week or two in. It wasn't that long. I'd say it was probably a few weeks, because I was August 94. And I think this was like September or October. So I was only a couple months in. I could have just said, screw this, this is mean and evil and ain't worth it. Because I was one of them Kurt Cobain fans. Now I know the truth is, if you die without Jesus, you'll perish. That's the truth. But now you don't have to be mean about it. Because I'm going to tell you, God ain't mean about it. He grieves. He grieves if people die without him. Well, first of all, we don't never know what a person's last moments of their life is. You realize that if you were to live a bad life and all of a sudden you're dying and you would say that prayer right before you died, you'd be like the guy in the cross who told him to not forget, not to remember him, not to forget him. That's not the way you want to do it, but now you can do that. And that's why you shouldn't really just say, somebody's in hell because you don't know what their last moments of their breath was. It could have been, Jesus, don't let me go to hell or something. And I bet he wouldn't let you go to hell. And I wouldn't want to do that. Because you wouldn't want to, because you don't never know when you're going to die. It's not like it's written in stone. You could be in like she's in this car right now. If I did something and she blows up and she dies, that would be her last moments on life until this game restarts. But now, that would be her last moment, and she might not even have time to pray. She might just die and then she goes to hell. But we shouldn't really judge whether somebody's in heaven or hell or not. We don't really know. You can sort of make your mind up about what you might think, but you never really know. We don't know because when he was asked about that, he said it's impossible for a rich man just to get through the needle, which the needle was a little thing that they would walk through in Israel to get to the temple. And then they asked him, but who can make it? And then he said, well, with God, anything's possible. If he don't want you to perish, he'll probably make sure you don't perish. Like say if you were a bad person it's another thing, and I'm not telling you want to do this. I'm saying but if he didn't want you to perish, he would probably reach out to you right before you died. If he didn't want you to perish. If he specifically just centered you out, didn't want you to perish, you wouldn't perish. Because that's who he is. Now, like I said, you don't want to make that decision. You want to make the decision you want to make is for him. You don't want to make that decision. That's not because that's a gamble. You don't want to gamble and go to hell. You don't want to gamble and end up in the flames. That's why I say you got to put him first. Even though I'm a me person, I've learned that even though I'm me, try to put him first. Because it don't work any other way. Because he's not going to let you get any peace, especially if you're Christian. He's going to let it nag at you. It's going to nag at you. And you're not going to have any enjoyment. And I'm talking from experience. And that's why if I was a pastor, I would tell you not to have to experience that. I would tell you to not experience it. Because it's not peaceful. It's not good. You want to keep peace with God. And even now, I still have trouble with that. Like when I get angry or something, boy, I'm filled with rage. I need to learn to just laugh. Because if you read the Psalms, and I think Rodney was even preaching on that this morning, about not getting so mad, just sit back and laugh. That's what he does. He laughs at them when they're sitting and plotting all these evil, vain things. He says, you're not going to do that. That's God. He laughs at them. And what they mean for harm towards you, he'll mean for good. Now you still want to resist them. Just don't get angry when things don't go your way, and I'm gonna have to work on that myself. But I'm always filled with rage at times. I get mad almost every day. I'm gonna try to start laughing. Because if you read the Psalms, that's what he did. He laughs. God laughs. That's not no lie. He ain't no angry man with the angry stick in the sky. He was humorous too. You notice Jesus, sometimes he was humorous. And when they was, I would have been one of them. I'd have been like poor Judas. I'm telling you, I'd have heard, get behind me, Satan, all the time. If he'd been in my life and I'd been right beside him, I'd have been like poor Judas. I'd have heard that, get behind me, Satan, a lot. It wouldn't have been for the same subjects, because I'm not a thief. That guy was a thief. But I would have heard God on other issues, like this anger thing. Because he's addressed that too. You can go back to the first beginnings of the book of the Bible. You can go to about the anger thing. You want to know the anger thing? Mr. Cain was angry because his brother was getting what he thought more attention from God than he was. And God told him, he said, you got to master that, or you're going to fail. Well, guess what he did? Instead of listening to God, he went and got mad. He got even madder, and he went and killed his brother. Then it's, Cain, where is your brother? I'm not my brother's keeper. And then he said, his blood cries out. And then he cursed him. So you have to watch that anger thing as well. And you can go back to that scripture because he got angry because he thought God was giving him more attention than him. And he didn't like that. He thought God loved him more, and he just wasn't doing the right things. He wasn't putting God first. He's putting himself first. So you have to learn to master that stuff. For me, I just usually cuss it out, and then I'm over with it. But you know, that ain't the way to handle it either. When you hear me cussing, that's my way I handle it. That's my way. My mama gets on to me all the time. I try to tell her. I say, well, what you don't realize is I'm getting over it. But it ain't still good. It does help me get over it. I'm kid you not, I can cuss for a while, and then I'll forget about it. But now if I'm sitting there and I'm pinning up and I'm not saying anything and nothing's coming out, the angrier I get. But now I need to find be angry and sin night way of handling it. Because believe it or not, he's told me that several times. I've prayed to him, I've cried to him. And he says, be angry but sin night. And I think, well, yeah, you're telling me scripture there, Lord. It's written in the Bible. He'll literally say that to me. He'll just say it to my spirit. Be angry but sin night. And then I always end up sinning. And then I'll be crying to him later on, and then every once in a while he'll put that back in my spirit. That is how I deal with things. I usually cuss it out and then I get over it. If I'm sitting, if I'm just sitting and not saying nothing, that's the worst thing that can ever happen. Because I'm telling you, it's building up. And I try to explain that when people say something to me about the cussing. I'll try to tell them, I say, well, this is how I have to deal with it. Because if I don't let it out, it's just building up and it's building, and I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier. The more I sit, the more angrier I get. So when I just let it out, it kind of gets over it. Now, I don't really need to be like an old liberal. I guess I am just an old liberal. You know, that's what's wrong. They're out screaming. When Trump was going, they were screaming. I was just being an old liberal. I tell you, I'm an old-fashioned liberal. Maybe I'm a new liberal, too. I'm just not a communist liberal. And I'm being jokingly here. I'm just laughing and making fun of myself. Maybe I'm just like them. Maybe I just have to let it out. Shout. Maybe that's my problem. You know, I heard that all the time when I was a kid. You know, it's a song that was called Shout. Because I'm kind of like that. I have to just let it out or I get madder and madder. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. So come on. I'm talking to you. So come on. As long as if I can get it out, I'm fine. People might think, oh, he's crazy. Look at this guy. He's lost his mind. No, I haven't lost my mind yet. If I sit and keep it in, I might lose my mind. Shout, shout, let it out. They probably just think I was crazy. They'd probably want to lock me away if there was those old places they used to put people away. They'd say I'd belong in them, but I really don't. So that's how I keep my sanity. If I'm cussing and shouting and letting it out, I'm keeping my sanity. But I need to learn a positive way of dealing with that. That's the thing I hadn't discovered yet. I get a little better. I got to tell you, it gets, as I go along, it gets a little more to less, the harder it comes for me to have to get to that point. But in today's world, it's better. It's easier than ever because we're living in probably the worst times and the best times. Worst times and best times, meaning that you can tell that it's coming to a head. You can tell whatever's going on with the devil and whatever's going on with God, it's fixing to come to the head. And that's a good thing. Because that means pretty soon we probably ain't going to be dealing with Satan much longer. God's getting ready to deal with him. It's coming to a head. You can see it. You can see it in the Christians. You can see it in the devil people. A line has been drawn. You're seeing the line. Even I take notice, and I kind of was always the kind of person that still wanted to be me, and it's getting harder to do that because I'm being forced to choose a side. You know, Marilyn Manson, he had that song, down, 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 down. He going about not choosing a side. Well, I didn't choose a side, really. But it's getting to the point where you're having to choose a side. You have to decide either I'm against that or I'm for it. And it's no longer the days of just living and letting living are coming to an end. Because it's one way or the other. I'm an old-fashioned liberal. I like life that way, but at the same time, it's coming to a head. You can see it. You can see it's coming to a head. I mean, that's been obvious since 2020 and a little even before then. Really 9/11. The fall really started with 9/11. That's when the big shift really happened. But even there was still some days of in-betweens. But now, since 2020, it's come to a head. You see the people that are serious and the people that are junk. The fakers are being exposed. The real people are being exposed. Everything comes to a head. The fakers are coming out, and so are the real people. You see the people that are really strong and the people that are really weak. The people that are really weak, and I know I'm on these liberal websites. You failed. You better be better next time, because next time it's going to be worse than this. And you see there's a bunch of gunk. They told you a bunch of lies. Wake up. Everything they said about it was a lie. And those people we was proven right, the ones that were kicked aside and banned everywhere, made fun of, we ended up being to the right. We ended up being right. And everything they said was lies. They're even talking about locking the little demon up. I wish they would lock him up. People was even sitting in the Congress the other day, or one of those with the T-shirts on about him going to jail. Because he was behind all that. Him and others was really behind it. And it wasn't for the good. And we was watching a movie tonight. It had The Rock in it. And I kid you not, it was similar to that subject. There was this big gorilla. He was a white gorilla. His hair was white. And he got into some, and we hadn't finished half of it. We only watched half of it. We got another half to go. We had the dude in it that played, what's his name in the baseball bat. He had the baseball bat in Walking Dead. With the barbed wire around it, him. And I kid you not, that this whatever they was working on was so horrible that they had to go out in space and work on it. Well, what Fauci and them did, he took the COVID. He wasn't allowed to do it. They were actually pitching a fit on him, and they had to take it to China to work on it because it was unethical. These douchebags is working on this virus. They made some big wolf. Made some huge wolf. I'm going the wrong way. I'm never going to get to that stripper, tip the stripper. But, there's a big wolf in it and there's a big gorilla. And that movie's similar to the same thing. They're working on some type of biological that messes with your genetics. That's what he was doing with COVID. And they're planning to. Just imagine the things they've got. With the things that Hollywood's told you about with Resident Evil and all this stuff. Just imagine the stuff they've got that they're not letting you know about. You know, it ain't Hollywood fiction. It's real. These people are diabolical. And it all stems back to what I was saying in the beginning of this. Y'all remember I was going on about the worship of the earth and the worship of man. And they don't care about the Creator. Because if you love God, you don't hurt other people. Even if you hate them, you don't hurt them. Because you know God commands you not to hurt them. And you know you're going to be held accountable if you do. Sometimes I get to hating people so much and I have to be like, he has to remind himself of the rainbow. Because I'll just literally hate these people and then I have to remind myself. I have to constantly remind myself that he loves people. He died for them. And these wicked, evil people, they don't have no love. They just worship the creation and don't care about the Creator. They don't care about what he wants, what he desires. Like I was telling y'all about the Kurt Cobain thing. I could have walked away from Christianity.
Get over here!
Where's he at? That's funny. Imagine if he told that to, well, I was almost say to the ladies, you better fight. Because they're talking about getting him to advertise for feminine products. He knows nothing about feminism. The beer people won. They fired that douchebag this weekend. You ladies better do what some of these men did. Some of these men stood up for you ladies. Don't let a guy that's basically a joke, and you can tell he's a joke. He looks just like any jokester I seen from the 80s and 90s. I mean, it'd be one thing if he seriously believes he's a woman. I don't think he seriously believes he's a woman. I think he's no different than Red Hot Chili Peppers and drag at the New Year's Eve thing that they filmed on Halloween for Nirvana. I don't think he's serious. I don't even think he really believes he's a woman. But even if he did think he was a woman, he still don't know nothing about feminism and being he's never going to be feminine. Because he don't know how. He wasn't born feminine. And y'all can get mad at some of you liberal people get mad about all they want to. You can say I'm the bad person and I'm a bigot. I don't care. He don't know what it's like to be a woman. And I'm saying that from a man's point of view. Only women bleed. Only women bleed. Only women bleed. Next thing you know, that'll be banned. That song Alice Cooper sung. Only women bleed. Guns N' Roses used to play a lot. That's how I heard it. Actually, that's a lie. Kids, you know, I'm lying there because I remember. We had that record of that on it. So I didn't only hear it from Guns N' Roses. I heard it from that record too. I remember I was playing that record the same time I got the Guns N' Roses tape. It was April '89. I'd found it in our stack of records. And I started playing it. Only women bleed. Only women bleed. Only women bleed. I used to like when Axel sang it. I'm not trying to make people mad. I'm not trying to even be mean. I'm just telling you reality. As much as they want to be a woman, they're never going to really know what it's like to be a real woman. It's always going to be just dress up. Some of you ladies should appreciate that somebody's speaking up like that for you. I'm not even talking about whether he should have a right or not to do what he does. He's got every right to do whatever he wants to do. But he don't look genuine to me. He looks phony. He looks kind of mockative. If you watch some of his videos, he kind of looks mockative. If I was a woman, I'm telling you, I'd be mad.
You've forgotten about the cards I requested. My friend, please. This is no good.
If I was a woman, I'd be mad. But he seems like he's mocking. I mean, I see mockery. I know mockery. Indeed, I mock things all the time. I know mockery when I see it.
Your car is the right on. So hot.
Ah. I used to actually sing that on karaoke. I think I'm going to start resurrecting it. I used to do it all the time back in the 90s. Only women bleed. Only women bleed. Only women bleed. I quit doing it. So it's not really one of my favorite songs. I just used to like it when Guns N' Roses would do it. I used to think Slash played it so good. The way he'd play it. Boy, Slash is a beautiful guitarist. He used to be my sleeping pill. I could put on those albums and just lay there and go to sleep. Me having sleeping problems. If I ever had a guitar hero, mine would have been Slash. Smoke and drink and don't come home at all. Only when it bleeds. Only when it bleeds. Now I'm gonna tell you another person I like too. And he has a connection with Guns N' Roses. Tracy Guns. He's got a unique style of his own as well. I've always loved his style. Hey, Slash and Guns N' Roses. Why don't y'all pull that one back out? Only when it be. Of course, I don't know if you would with this political nonsense going on. Only when it be. Only when it be. Sometimes I get tired of the political junk. Because I kind of not on either side. Yet I'm forced to choose a side. That is a beautiful song. Especially how Slash would play it. I'm hearing it in my head. By just bringing it up, I was hearing it. And now I'm probably going to hear it all night. Smoke and drink and don't come home at all. Got my car stuck. Okay, here we go. Only when it be. Only when it be. Only when it be. That song will be banned for it's all over. Only when it be. Only when it be. Only when it be. I'm hearing Slash's guitar though. Boy, I'd love it when he played that. That's what made me want to sing it, even though I wasn't a big fan of the song. We're near the strip bar. Let my drink get hot. It's gotten hot on me. Ouch. And she's in the store.
All right.
I bet she can't even afford any of these cars. See how much money she has. Oh, she ain't got nowhere. Ah!
We're looking at Tuesday, right?
That's that car she stowed in the other one. It looks similar to it. Let's take it for a test drive. She'll never afford it, though. Boy, it's a beauty.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
That is a beauty. See if I can drive it without tearing it up. Well, it drives smooth too. She'll never have enough money to buy it.
We still on for that bet, right? Sure.
She'll never have enough money to buy it. How do we get back to the stove? Chow, 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 down. Chow, down. Wah, 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 wah.
Hey, across the street. Hey, dude, what's going down?
And she took it for the test drive. And now she puts it back up. Boy, that was a beauty, and it drove like a beauty. I'm not even interested in these other cars. But that one I'm interested in.
Hey there.
I dropped my controller. Oh, she's leaving. She's leaving that mother effer.
What's going on, my dude?
Guess she lost her car. We'll have to get her another one. That strip bar's around here somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. Bam, 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 bam. I'll let her tilt the stripper before I go off. Her only reason to tipping the stripper is because she wants to see the stripper make money. Oh. Uh-oh. She got the pole on her butt now.
Hey, what's up? Did you see that Miranda?
She's got the pole on her butt now. Boy, he gets angry. There's the donut.
Smoking. That ain't good.
The donut hole. I got her. Cluckers. It's the church. The Church of that Wizard. It's something crazy. Dollar pills. It's the dollar pills.
What's up with you, you clumsy bitch? Now fuck off.
The cab company. Oh, there's a second.
I don't give a fuck. You keyed my car.
Who the hell are you? Unbelievable.
Sorry, I'm way stressed out.
Never mess with a realtor.
This ain't happening.
You don't know what I'm gonna do. You don't know what is next. And I'm loving the fact, truly it's making me blessed. Cause I
And she found it. Like I said, she only tips them because she wants to see them have to make money.
Come on in.
And now she's gonna tip a stripper.
This week, right? Another time. Hey, what's up, girl? Perfect.
Motherfucker!
I don't know exactly. Oh, I gotta probably get her some money. Hold on.
Me?
Oh, yeah, she can get her money. Oh, she only got 18, 1950. I'm gonna have to. Well, that's probably what she's got today to ship. She hadn't put away. I'm spending her money.
Feels good.
There we go. She gave the girl some money today. That idiot up there. I don't want to approach the dancer. I'm your private dancer. A dancer for my. Do what you want me to do, Miss Tina Turner. I'm your private dancer. Any old music will do. Boy, I used to love listening to her on KZ 106. What's love got to do? But my favorite. I had a favorite from her. Yeah, go. You better be good to me. The time's got to be now. Good to me. What car goes? Ha! I hit something. She knocked him the help out. The Night City. The city at night. You can feel it. You can taste it. Bless him, amazing saxon. You can feel it. Oh. She made him mad. Ha ha. I'm fixing to get out of here. I'll see y'all later. Suicide. It's a suicide. A suicide. That's a suicide. A suicide. That's a suicide. Now tell me, what's my motherfucking name? Serial killer. Serial killer. Serial killer. Now tell me, what's my motherfucking name? Snoop Dogg song. Serial killer. Serial killer.
Karma's a motherfucker. Ah!
Serial killer. Serial killer. Serial killer. Now tell me, what's my motherfucking name? She made some money. She made some money. Serial killer. Serial killer. Serial killer. Now tell me, what's my motherfucking name? I believe that was corrupt, motherfucker. You don't give a fuck, motherfucker. Ah! Yeah, I think he was corrupt. Now I gotta find her another car.
Protect me.
To get her home. Let's get her home. Let's get her home. Serial killer. Serial killer. What got me on that? Oh yeah, I started that now. Tell me what's my mother up and name. Okay. Oh, my legs hurt. I see a spot. Contact old Lester. Lester was my grandfather's name. Now tell me what your motherfucking name. Serial killer. Serial killer. Serial killer. Woo! Is that the other side of the what the hell? It's got the UFO on it. I take myself a drink. Now she's parked in the middle of the road. I don't give a fuck. Serial killer. There's the what the hell. She's about home. She's about home. She's about made it home. She's about made it home. She's about made it home.
I'm in hope.
She's close to home. Space monkey. There's that monkey. Spank that monkey.
Yonda, what's good in the hood?
Are you blind? Ugh. Hey, girl.
There's prostitutes all around her home. She lives in a wonderful place. She's in the beautifulest neighborhood of all. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here and I'll see y'all later. I was on a little long tonight. That's the longest I've been on at night in a long time. But I did my exercising session too, so. Okay, there we go. Let's get her a shower. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Or today, if I'm on. Later. I smell somebody's fumes. I don't know whether it's a car fumes or what. I don't know what the fuck I'm smelling. Can't ever tell around here. Then we have to hear about liberals preaching to us about green initiatives. Kamala Harris was here a couple of weeks ago, a week or two ago, about green initiatives, and we got pollution all over the fucking town. If they really loved the earth, they would worry about real pollution and not this faked up bullshit that they talk about. Meanwhile, they push for nuclear power plants. That's one of their initiatives. That's what Carter was big on. You know, Jimmy Carter? Nuclear is the worst form of energy you can go to. Because if something happens to that plant, it poisons the earth for thousands of years. Oh, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, my daddy used to call him the worst president. He wasn't the worst, y'all. We see in those days now.